Hey guys, and welcome back to another guide on TFT. Today we're gonna look at the new dominating dragon, Aurelion Sol. At the moment there's 3 different ways to play Aurelion Sol, and we will take a look at how to play them early, mid and late game, the arguments, abilities, what trait to look for, and what items we need on Aurelion Sol to carry the game. I'll start off by showing all the different variations, and after that going into how to play each of them, which is key. The first one we're gonna look at is the Astral Comp. The core for this build is Nami, Lulu, Silas, Ilaoi, and Aurelion Sol. The 2 last units will be 2 of these units, Vladimir, Bard, Zoe, or Heimerdinger, and all of them can be combined. Are you getting level 9? You'll be adding in one of these units that you didn't pick. The second way to play Aurelion Sol is through Jades. Here we're gonna play 4 Invokers, Aurelion Sol, Anivia, Lulu, and Sona, adding in Nico and Gnar for free Jades, plus Bard for more CC. Are you getting level 9? You're most likely to take Yasuo or Soraka for the best result. The third one is the classic SHIN build, which really tells the story of how strong Aurelion Sol is. The SHIN build have been the strongest comp since release of Set 7, and now you're just gonna play the same comp with Aurelion Sol, even though we're losing out of the Tempest trait. So again, it's exactly the same build as you used to do with our SHIN, now you just do it with Azul. But are you finding our SHIN, you can of course play him too. So before we're diving into how to play each comp, let's look at the arguments that we want to take. Arguments like Ludens, Stand United, Cybernetic Uplink, Gadget Expert, Mystic Heart, Meditation, Celestial Blessing, or arguments that mention invokers, or arguments that are similar to all these, is all strong arguments. For Aurelion Sol, it's all about surviving the first 15 seconds and casting as much as possible after that. That is due to his ability, Black Hole. The ability is a circle around a unit. After 2 seconds, it explodes and dealing magic damage to all units standing in it, giving them increased damage taken for 10 seconds. After 15 seconds of the combat, the black hole is massive and dealing 33% more damage. Since Aurelion Sol gets a lot of mana from the evoker trait, mana item is not a priority on him, but items like Gunblade and Archangel is the 2 first items that we are looking for. And after that, we can add in Morello, another Archangel, Jules Gauntlet, or even a Mage Emblem can benefit Aurelion Sol quite well. The tank items will go on the main tank for each of the build, which we will look into in a bit. We now have the basics down, so what comp should you go for? It all depends on what units that you get in the start. In the early game for the Astral Comp, you need 3 Astral units, especially Vlad and Nami. You can go for Loot Streak to build up your economy, and at stage 3-2, your comp should at best look like this. Vladimir, Ilaoi and Nami for 3 Astrals, Heimer for 3 mages, and Lulu for 2 trainers. Else you can play 5 mages with Ryze as the carry. Try to stabilize your board by having as many 2-star units as possible without spending too much gold. During stage 3, you can roll for 3-star Nami and grab all the Vladimir and Ilaoi units you get, but you have to be aware of other players are playing the same comp as you. If too many units are being hauled, your Astral units will not show up in the Astral shop. When you're looking for items, keep in mind that in the early game, it's probably gonna be a frontline that's gonna carry you, meaning items on Silas or Larry is great. Items to look for is any of the tank items, but you should look for Sunfire Cape as the first item. After getting Nami to 3-star or almost 3-star, you should go level 7 around stage 4-1. And again, try to stabilize your board and adding in units like Ryze if you don't already have him, since he will be the item holder for Aurelion Sol. If you not already have units like Silas, you should add him too for extra frontline. In best case, we are hitting level 8 at stage 5-1. Meanwhile, you still have some gold for rolling. Again, add the units that you didn't have from earlier, Ryze or Silas, and start looking for Aurelion Sol. If you didn't get a 3-star Vladimir in the early game, you want to add in Zoe instead of him after you're getting Aurelion Sol. Do you first get Nomsi in the late game, you should skip Heimerdinger in the late game for Bard or Zoe. And again, do you find your way to level 9, play Nami, Lulu, Silas, Ilaoi and Aurelion Sol, plus 3 of the 4 units that we mentioned earlier. The next comp is the JADE comp, and to summarize, we're going to play 4 Invokers, Aurelion Sol, Anivia, Lulu and Sona, adding in Nico and Gnar for 3 Jades. In the early game we are playing the classic Jade. That means having the Jade trait active and 2 Guardians. Once again, a Sunfire Cape is a good item in the early game. At stage 3-2 we want to go level 6 and stabilize, and again do the same at stage 4-1, go level 7 and stabilize. At stage 3-2 it is great to add in Anivia, and at stage 4-1 it is great to add in Nico. Keep in mind to look out for units like Sona, who is not in the classic Jade build. We can also take Xiaoyu if we want to default into Jades. It's probably a good idea to default into the Jade comp. That means if we're not finding Aurelion Sol, we can just play Jades, since both comps is very strong. Go level 8 around stage 5-1 and get 9 Jades, or the full comp that we mentioned earlier. Are we getting level 9, we are most likely to take units like Bard for CC, but else units like Yasuo, Zoe or Soraka can work too. If you don't know how to play the Jade comp, you can watch my fast guide on how to play 9 Jades, which gives you the most important details. The last comp is the classic SHIN comp. Just like the Jade comp that we just looked at, if we don't find Aurelion Sol, we have another good comp that we can play. The same goes for this. We can both play Aurelion Sol or SHIN as our carry. Here we are looking for mages early, and yes, again, Sunfire Cape is a great early game item. At around 3-2 we want to go level 6, and if possible we want to have 5 mages plus Lulu with as many 2 stars that we can, having Ryze as the item holder and Sylas as the main tank. At level 7 we want to upgrade the last few units that we don't have to 2-star and adding in On if we see him. We want to keep Heimer, Lulu and Sylas, and adding in Aurelion Sol or our SHIN instead of Ryze. If you're having a hard time finding On but see a free 2-star Sona, you can also play her instead. You of course also want to add in units like Zoe and Bard instead of Lilia and Nami. Remember to always have 3 mages. If you don't know how to play the classic SHIN comp, you can watch my fast guide on how to do that. That is my most watched guide, mainly because SHIN have been the strongest unit since release of Set 7. Before we are going into one last bonus comp, the Chinese Aurelion Sol comp, for you guys who are still watching, please consider subscribing, it helps me out a ton. Early you want to play 3 trainers plus a cannoneer and putting a gauntlet on Senna. Mid game you want to play 4 Reveal and 3 trainers and putting the mage items from Senna into Corki. And you can even adding in a portal on your front line. You also want to keep Anivia and Nami on your bench, and into the late game we want to keep the 2 trainers Heimer and Lulu, and the same goes for Sona. We are adding in Aurelion Sol and Anivia for 4 Invokers and Nami and Zoe for 3 mages, and are we getting level 9 adding Bard. That was all for now, and thanks for watching.